Hey, my friends. I know, don't adjust your monitor. It's just me. Unfortunately, Michelle is just too important, too big time to hang out with us today. No, she actually booked a home inspection today, and I'm thrilled for her because her business is really starting to happen. So sorry, I'm adjusting the camera, which was bouncing focus in and out. I don't know why, but why not, right? So I'm here hanging out with you guys. I figured I'd just pop in for a few minutes and hang out and chat with you guys. I am actually getting ready to go to Memphis, Tennessee tomorrow to attend the Joe Bob Briggs DriveIn Jamboree at the Malco Drive-In. So I don't know. I thought I'd pop in. I'm actually like, things are pretty chaotic right now because I'm getting ready for, somewhat of a big trip. And then as soon as the trip is over, I'll be back here working my butt off. So I'm actually like doing a ton of podcast work, doing a ton of film work right before I leave, things like that. So, excuse me. Are you game just commented, hello, sir. Hello, my friend. How are you? Have you fully recovered? Have you fully recovered from the event, 2 weeks ago, the, Piqua Comic Con? Have you fully recovered, my man? I think the show went swimmingly. Me, I'm just sitting around eating Sour Patch Kids. Um, that's what I'm doing. Oh, that's the right way up. So, but here in a minute, I just dropped Henwolf off with my mother, who pet sits for Henwolf. And soon I will be dropping Chicano off with my buddy Keith so that Chicano can be with his German Shepherd girlfriend Ripley. Uh, and then I'll be all by my lonesome packing and things like that. When you travel, I have a lot of obligations, especially, during COVID, I did a lot of work that has like weekly obligations. So that being said, I have to record some podcasts ahead of time. I have to get some work kind of caught up. Basically, I'm working as far ahead as I can before I leave tomorrow, because then I'll be back on Monday, and I'm hoping, to come back to not total, utter chaos. Just total chaos. But not utter. No utter. So, Are You Game said, yes, recovered and planning November now. Excellent to hear. I love hearing that, my man. I love hearing that. So, I don't know. I don't really have anything to say. This isn't really much of a show, really. I figured I would just pop in because I wanted to give some kind of a, do some kind of a little hangout and a hey thing to let you know that there's a reason there's no show. With Michelle, because Michelle's too important and too big time for us now, for us little people. But no, but Michelle is doing a home inspection right now, and I'm very proud of her. Her business is growing, and she is getting more clients, and it's very exciting, and I'm very happy for her. So that's the main thing I wanted to get across by hanging out here for a minute, was just letting you guys know things are okay. I will be back next Wednesday, assuming Michelle is not too busy making fat stacks and being a big shot, which you never know. I mean, Michelle, I have a feeling she's going to go Hollywood pretty quick. Keith Tomlin said, so a show to let us know there will be no show. Makes sense to me. There you go. Justin T. Ord said, I had a post go viral yesterday, over 40,000 shares over CERN. Oh yeah, was that your post about running the collider for 4 years or whatever it was? I think I remember seeing that. And clearly a lot of people did. So I was not alone in that experience. Honestly, I just don't have enough time. I wanted to, instead of just popping up and talking for 20 minutes or something. Originally, what I wanted to do was do a PS5 stream and play some video games. I just don't have the time. I just, unfortunately, I don't have the time. I'm, as soon as I'm off here, I'm back to doing laundry and getting things ready for the trip and eating Sour Patch Kids. Man, they're good. I also could really use a shave and a shower. I'm getting a little bit troglodyte-y. Justin Ord said, yeah, LOL, I got so much hate mail messages and over 1,000 friend requests. I mean, fame is like that. The love and hate, they ebb and flow together against the rocks of your hearts and minds. I just made that up, or I heard it in a movie and forgot. So now, as far as I'm concerned, I did make it up. Aren't memories great? That's definitely how they work. So, well, I'm glad that you're having an eventful week, it sounds like. Oh, if any of you, speaking of, if any of you happen to be patrons of mine, you'll notice there's a brand new post on Patreon, which is for the $10 and higher tier backers. You can watch Babe Beach, the latest film I produced, completely included in your membership. The whole film. So make sure to check that out if you're on the Patreon. Justin Ord said, too bad I didn't tag a film project to the post. Right? See, that's the thing. That because, you know, that's become the joke. Is that whenever somebody like posts something that accidentally goes viral, they then comment and everything, go, I didn't expect people to look at this. So anyway, here's my OnlyFans, or anyway, here's my whatever. That's the way it always goes. That's why, you know, you watch the internet, people are trying so desperately to create viral things when in reality they're organic and hard to predict. So, but yeah, it would have been nice, huh? Hindsight 2020. That's why you got to put glasses on your asses. Are You Game said Tina brought home the oversized Sour Patch. Too good, tastes like kids texture like Swedish fish. I think I understand what you mean. But me, I just have the average ones. Although I did get a box of the Stranger Things Sour Patch Kids, but I haven't opened them yet. And I have finished season 4 of Stranger Things, which the internet was ready to spoil Stranger Things, like after it only been out for like 6 hours. I cannot believe it came out on a Friday and I watched them all on a Monday. And the following Monday. And I can't believe how hard it was to avoid spoilers in that short an amount of time. Like truly, I was ducking and dodging them. It was like Frogger, except for losers and nerds. The losers and nerds being me. So, see, I'm not going to feel the pressure to do a proper show. I'm just going to eat some Sour Patch Kids. Rob Fields commented, I truly hate spoilers. Me too, my man. The tricky thing is with the current internet culture, you know, where memes and stuff are, you know, they spread like wildfire. People don't realize that they may share a meme that actually spoils it. Because once they've seen it, they don't really think in the same way as spoilers. You know, they don't really feel the same way. Are You Game said every streaming show I have to disconnect before I can watch. Luckily, so far, and this is not a challenge, so far, no one has spoiled The Boys for me. Because I'm saving that. I'm waiting until the last episode releases and then binging the hell out of them in one long weekend full of pizza and tears. That's the way, I like it. So that's my plan. Speaking of Rob Fields and his hate of spoilers, Rob has a mini series running right now on my horror podcast, Weekly Spooky. If you don't listen to Weekly Spooky, now is a great time to start. It's like Tales from the Crypt, except it's an audiobook. So every week you get a new story to sink your teeth into that's of the horror variety. The genres and subgenres vary greatly. Sometimes Very scary, sometimes scary funny, sometimes scary gross. You never exactly know what you're going to get. And Rob is the most prolific author on Weekly Spooky. He's written more stories that we've published than I can count. And this month is very special because it's the second mini-series we've run on Weekly Spooky. In January, we ran Prom Queen Killer, a 4-part mini-series. So every week you get another piece of the plot, of the puzzle. But that being said, we just started the newest one, which is called Murder Mansion. And it's a lot of fun. So if you like horror and audiobooks and you like the idea of, having a cliffhanger every week that's going to pull you in deeper and deeper and deeper, please go to weeklyspooky.com or just punch in Weekly Spooky wherever you listen to podcasts. Give us a listen. I really appreciate it. Rob Fields just commented, once again, you've humbled me, Hen. Well, you deserve it. You deserve it, my man. You do. You're a very talented writer and incredibly disciplined. Guy writes so much content that we get to do on Weekly Spooky, and I'm very, very grateful to have you on board, my man. So, let's see. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So this is the second. I'm going to be heading tomorrow to Memphis for the second annual Joe Bob Briggs DriveIn Jamboree. I was actually at the first annual Joe Bob Briggs DriveIn Jamboree. Had a really great time. That one was at the Mahoning Drive-In Theater in Lehighton, Pennsylvania, which is kind of the most legendary drive-in still standing in the United States of America. It has a screen, a single screen, which that's unusual alone. Most drive-in theaters became double screens, or twinned as they call it. It is a single screen capable of doing a show for 1,000 cars. The screen, unbelievably big. Incredible experience. I've been to the Mahoning 4 times now, and the last time I was there was for the DriveIn Jamboree. It was like drive-in nerd Burning Man, because we were all just hanging out in the lot. Between shows, we were just hanging out in the lot. Some people were camping in the lot, which they do allow at the Mahoning, which is another great thing, is if you want a pilgrimage all the way there, you don't have to pay for a hotel. If you get a weekend pass, camping's included. Although I didn't camp there. I'm too much of a flower. I booked a hotel room nearby. I am just too fancy and dainty, as if you all didn't already know that. I know that you all did. So I'm really curious because this show is in Memphis. This time, instead of it just being a drive-in event, there's actually a fan convention and a drive-in event. So on normal convention hours, so like Friday, it's from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Saturday, it's from 11 to 6. And Sunday, it's from like 11 to 4. There is a fan convention with people like Danhausen, the pro wrestler, and Tom Atkins from Halloween 3 and The Fog, and all these cool guests are going to be appearing at like a regular convention with regular convention ticket prices, along with Joe Bob Briggs and Darcy the Mail Girl and all the people from the last drive-in. But then in the evening, we all mosey on over to the Malco Drive-In, which is a diamond drive-in. It has 4 screens, which I've never been to a diamond drive-in. I've also obviously never been to the Malco Drive-In in Memphis, so I haven't been to Memphis in like 11 or 12 years. Excuse me. So I'm really looking forward to going and experiencing the show. Friday night at the drive-in, they're going to be showing Halloween 3, but they'll be interrupting the film so that Joe Bob can tear the film down and then it can be defended by the cast. For those who don't know, Joe Bob Briggs has kind of built a legend around the fact that he's not a big fan of Halloween 3. So, Rob Fields just commented, 4 screens. Yes, indeed. Some drive-ins, especially in bigger markets, which Memphis would be one of the bigger markets in the country. Some drive-ins created 4 screens. So the people who paid for VIP will get to sit in front of the stage in front of a screen and watch the movie and watch the show live. And then the rest of the general admission tickets will be able to watch the show streaming live on the other drive-in screens, which is pretty cool. RU Games said Halloween 3 is best Halloween. I mean, I have always loved Halloween 3. I didn't, because of the way things were when I was growing up, I didn't get to watch Halloween 3 until I was maybe 15 or 16 because my local video store had the VHS tapes for Halloween 1, Halloween 2, Halloween 4 and 5 I would watch on television. So I ended up renting Halloween 3 and seeing it for the first time when I was like 15 or 16 when I got my first DVD player. Because my Blockbuster had the DVD of Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. So that's how I first saw it. And my first thought when it was over, I already was warned that there was no Michael Myers and yada, yada, yada. The first thought I had was, man, that was cool. I'm really glad that time has been kind to Halloween 3 and time has been kind to Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Because I remember when I was a kid, a lot of people had a lot of hate for those movies, but I always thought they were great. And now everybody is catching up with me. So Amanda Thomas commented, I love the drive-in. So glad Dayton still has one. The Dixie Twin drive-in is awesome. I love going to the Dixie. In 2020, I went to the Dixie almost every Sunday night during lockdown and saw some fun movies, ate some popcorn, sat out under the night sky. It was dope. I loved it. Dayton has always had a surprising amount of drive-ins nearby. I think we have another one that's still open. The Melody maybe is still open as well. But don't quote me on that. But the Dixie Twin, awesome place. I used to be buddies with the manager there, which was the best because I always looked like such a high roller. I'd like park my car somewhere you can't usually park the car. And then I'd be like, when the guys would come up with the radio, I'd be like, tell Bill Henrik is parked here. And the guy would go, Bill, this guy says his name's Henrik, he's parked here. And then the buzz would come back and be like, he's fine. And I'd be like, yeah, VIP, VIP, baby. So I would park my car right under the screen backwards so that I could lay in my trunk and watch the movies. I'd be far enough up that I couldn't possibly block anyone's view, but I was not parked where cars are supposed to be parked. So they would ask me what the heck I'm doing, and I'd be like, I'm just doing what I do, homie. All right. But, so speaking of I'm going to talk about the Jamboree for just a little bit more before I take off. So then Saturday night, they're going to do a live version of The Last Drive-In like they did last year. So they're going to have a movie play with breaks where Joe Bob and gang do, skits and songs and stuff like that, which is really, really fun because I'll get to be in the first 3 rows. But it's also super fun because they're showing 2 phenomenal picks. They're showing Rock and Roll High School and they're showing Bubba Hotep. And before Bubba Hotep, they're going to have an Elvis impersonator do a tribute to the king. So that's pretty awesome. Are You Game commented, I used to go to the old Piqua Drive-In and take and put a trap in my truck bed, and make a pool, put a tarp in my truck bed and make a pool out of it. Man, that is about as baller as it could be. You're laying in a truck pool in front of the drive-in screen. I hope they showed Jaws. That would be the only thing that could make that better, would be if they showed Jaws. Rob Field said, interesting double feature. I agree. And then Sunday night is very special because first of all, they're going to be showing Hogzilla, the notorious film starring Joe Bob Briggs that never got completed in the early 2000s and then was completed and premiered on The Last Drive-In. It's a notoriously bad movie. They're going to be showing Hogzilla with Jonah Ray from the new Mystery Science Theater 3000 doing riffs on it. And then when that's over, they're going to do the Drive-In Academy. What is it? I forget exactly what they call it. Drive-In International Drive-In Film Festival, I think is what they're calling it. Let me look at the schedule. I don't want to say the wrong thing. World Drive-In Movie Festival, which is 2 feature films and 8 short films. They give awards and stuff, and that's going to be really fun. And a guy I know a little bit, one of his films was chosen to show there. So I'm really looking forward to it. Rob Field said, Hogzilla. And then Jeff McClellan said, Hogzilla, Hogzilla, Hogzilla. You are good people. Although I heard the new chant now is Hogzilla 2, Hogzilla 2, Hogzilla 2. So, yeah, I'm amped to go to the Drive-In Jamboree. Like I said, for those just tuning in, there is no Michelle this week. Michelle is too busy being important compared to the rest of us and doing home inspections because her business is growing, and I'm very, very proud of her. So I thought I'd pop in and hang out with you all for a little bit of time and just chat and stuff like that. Rob Fields just commented, said, I still remember when Darcy gave the drive-in totals for that movie. That was so cool. Darcy, the mail girl, did the Joe Bob drive-in totals for Hogzilla because Joe Bob had not seen the film himself because it was a surprise that they were showing it or that it was even completed. Are You Game said that was the summer of Terminator 2. I also knew the manager, so I went almost every night after work if I was bored and was never charged. That is very nice. Very, very nice. I did, like I said, back when my buddy was the manager of the Dixie Twin Drive-In, I used to do some video work for them here and there in exchange for season passes. Best deal ever. I would show up and film stuff for like an hour, and then I could watch movies for free for the entire summer. It was definitely worth it. Super, super fun. They gave me, it was like a little badge that just said like, this badge is good for free showings for the year 2010 or whatever it was. That was it. It was just a badge that said that. And I just show it at the gate and they'd be like, go on in. And I felt and it had my name on it. And I was very, very fancy, very, very, very important, very famous. Yes, quite. So yeah. I don't know. I don't have anything to talk about, but luckily that's never stopped me in the past. So there'll be 3 nights of drive-in fun. I'm going to arrive in Memphis tomorrow night and just kind of hang out at my hotel and try to get a little bit of rest so I don't wear myself out entirely. But unlike last year's drive-in, I won't have to be outside in the sun and heat the whole time. So at least there's that. I won't have to be in the 98-degree heat. I'll be in an air-conditioned convention hall until the drive-in part starts. David Neuer said, Wolverines! So for those who don't know, David's referencing Red Dawn, which we just watched last night, and nothing gets you in the mood for a trip and some serious Americana like fighting the commies. Red Dawn's such a good flick. So... Oh, man. But yeah, so I'll be gone Thursday, back Monday. I already miss Henwolf. She's not here right now because she's with my mom, and I'm going to be dropping Chicano off here really soon with my buddy Keith. I miss my doggies. That's the hardest part of traveling. I miss those dogs. And I got really used to being with them all the time thanks to 2020. So, I mean, I work from home, so my dogs just like sleep on my feet while I work all day. I'm going to miss those pups, those big, goofy, goober pups. So anyway, my friends, I'm going to get out of here. I have a lot I need to get to, but I wanted to stream a little bit and let you guys know what was going on and tell you thank you for trying to tune in every Wednesday at like 2:30-ish, even though we don't always make it on time. I really do appreciate it. It's always murky when we're going to be live, and I really appreciate that you guys take time out of your day to hang out with us. Hopefully next week we'll have Michelle back if she's not too important to hang out with us. Rob Field said, have a good one and have a blast. I will, my friend. I'm sure I'll be talking to you throughout the weekend. And Ray Madison, howdy and goodbye. You take care, Ray. Love you guys. I'll talk to you all real soon. Oh, man. Also, there's like a massive thunderstorm. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, it's making me a little nervous. So peace out, everybody. Are You Game said, goodbye, sir. Be careful in your travels. I'll do as I please. No, I'll be as careful as I